It's expensive to be made.
Welcome to Bravo's Moms Unfiltered, the podcast where real moms spill the tea on all the things Bravo and the chaos of everyday life.
We're your hosts, Allie and Crystal, two Bravo-assessed moms who aren't afraid to say what everyone's thinking completely unfiltered.
From Housewives drama to mom life meltdowns, we're here to break it all down with humor, honesty, and maybe a little bit of bitching.
So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for some unfiltered fun.
Welcome back, Bravo Moms. We had a lot to go through. Should we just rip the Band-Aid off and just do Summer House, the Reunion 3, and then the
Summer
Aftermath?
House?
You watched that?
Yeah. I did Summer House. I did the last reunion and the aftermath. Yeah, I did the reunion part 3 and then the aftermath that just came out, which was wild.
Yeah.
So we can start off that there, like the part 3 reunion, you know, Andy kind of he's trying to wrap things up and the crew takes a break and Amanda is actually sitting next to Bailey. And Bailey's like consoling with her and being like, I hate that you're, you know, being dragged through the mud. And Amanda's like, I can handle it. You know, it's almost over and stuff like that. And just like, you can tell Amanda just didn't want to be like, she's just there to collect a paycheck. Carl's obviously flirting with Lindsay hard and complimenting her during the break. And then it was a quick bathroom break. Andy comes back and he's like, you know, let's try to leave things on the table, trying to like, is anybody gonna console? Andy asked West, basically, when did you start to feel that you and Amanda had more than a friendship? And immediately this is in March, because obviously they talked about it and they got the dates right. They kept saying, you know, they were clear on the dates. Because when they just talked, they obviously wanted to get their story straight and that it matches.
Mm-hmm.
He was quick to answer. And he's like, we just hung out as friends. And he asked Amanda. And not necessarily, Wes told her, Wes is the one that approached her and said, is there something here?
Yeah.
And it kind of just happened. And it wasn't on the top of her mind. She basically said, I didn't think anything of it until Wes said something. So they're pinning it, Wes initiated everything. And sometimes I feel like they're trying to get their story right because we really don't know Amanda's marriage flaws. Because some states, you know, if there is infidelity, you don't get anything. You don't get alimony.
Correct.
You have to pay them or something goes on. So I just feel like it's very like they're not going to tell us the truth, even if their life dependent on it. And so the question was asked multiple times. He asked Amanda, and she wouldn't. She was just very mono, like no facial expression. I think it was very poor. They showed up to get the paycheck. They showed up, but they really didn't have. They said they kept talking. We discussed it. Okay, you guys discussed it, but you didn't discuss it with everybody else.
Yeah.
So there was no straight answer from them. It was terrible. It was terrible. I felt bad. They should have their pay cut.
We didn't learn anything from that reunion.
And Lindsay called him out. She did. You know, she was like, I don't think we're getting anywhere with here.
Yeah.
Andy asked Wes, Andy asked, was there an affair? They both said at once, no. Sierra, Kyle, and Jesse jump in and said, you did things that made them question. Gabby said, when you kissed Amanda on the head, and then there was another time when you grabbed her under the boob when Kyle was fighting with Carl, she's like, that's when I started to question. Like, you guys had a more intimate relationship because you wouldn't touch any other girls. You wouldn't touch Sierra. You wouldn't touch Gabby. You wouldn't touch
like that
Lindsay like that. So she was just like, she was like, to our eyes, it seemed like you guys had been going on for a while looking back.
Yeah.
Which is true. I mean, men, I think it's true. Like Wes knows how to strategically, when he wants someone, what to do.
He does. He's very strategic like that.
During Gabby's little moment, Wes said there was no crush. It was a friendship that just got closer. Amanda screams, I'm not a cheater. I wasn't a cheater. And it's almost like, whoa, like guilty, you know? Sierra said there was an emotional affair. She said, was there an emotional affair? Wes said, yes, we got closer. Lindsay starts yelling at Wes Lindsay says, you were Lindsay tells Amanda, like, during the episodes, there was one episode where you were yelling at Wes, but now now we know why you were yelling at Wes. You weren't yelling at her for Sierra. You were more yelling at him for your own feelings. Like, so, and that caught eye. Kyle said that there was a friend in Wes's friend group that told Kyle that there was a thing during the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl was in
Yeah.
February.
Yeah.
And I thought there was a picture of him and Sierra at the Super Bowl. I can't remember.
I thought they showed it, didn't they? At the
Yeah, they
reunion?
showed it, and everybody was rooting for them. Kyle says he has DMs that goes back to 2025 about Wes and Amanda. Kyle asked, was there any physical activity in 2025? I feel like there's something in the marriage. Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, like, Kyle keeps everybody's asking these questions and they're
They
trying to
do,
get
yeah.
out, was there anything physical?
Physical, yeah.
Yeah. So they obviously say no. Amanda starts to say, I'm sorry to Sarah. Sarah's just like rolling her eyes. Wes was asked about Mia. Wes
Yeah.
said, was it an exclusive relationship? And Sarah yells, you sent her flowers on Valentine's Day. Kyle asks, were you exclusive with Mia? And Lindsay yells, you're an empath. We don't believe anything you
Yeah,
say.
I know.
Lindsay, I feel like Lindsay was trying to take over Andy's position.
She was, yeah.
It was
Trying to
funny.
get the answers.
Oh my God, she was so upset because they were just so no emotion. No emotion
And
whatsoever.
yeah, they were both on something because
Yeah. Everybody, Sierra yells, you can't even look me in the eye when we're talking about it. Wes says that he was telling Mia that no, they weren't exclusive. Mia thought the other way.
yeah,
She met his parents, like, come on. Like,
yeah.
I feel like he knows the steps to get to a woman, and he let her on
Oh,
because,
100%.
yeah, everybody was like, she thought you were boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
Wes apologized to Jesse because Jesse starts crying, and he's even like, I met her in October in my Montana. And he knew, he also said it in the episodes, like, I know you're talking to me a lot. I know there's a
Yeah.
girl.
There's
Um,
someone, yeah.
Andy asked, have you both been together and only together? Wes said yes, since the statement. Andy asked, do you feel pressure to make it work? Wes says yes. Kyle says, and then Kyle just starts going in. We were all really close. We were BFFs. Like, how can you do this?
Yeah.
Wes says it's an eye opening. Kyle still cares for Amanda. He starts crying. He didn't take any beta blockers, obviously.
Yeah, he did not.
Kyle calls out Amanda and Wes. They went out in Miami and they apparently went on a date. Jesse was in Miami, but wasn't invited to Amanda and Wes's dinner.
Oh, yeah?
That there clarifies it.
Yep.
Like, if you're trying to go out, but yet you're not trying, like, so Wes said, I had dinner with you the next night. So what are you just like strategically
Like,
and that's what people do. They single
oh,
out people and have one-on-one
mhm.
conversations just like a housewife.
Yep, just like a housewife, yep.
So that's what he was doing, playing a chess move. Amanda's looking down the whole time. Every time Wes speaks up, I notice that her face, she's just looking down. And
Mhm.
it's almost like she doesn't wanna hear his answer.
Right.
Amanda says, I did a really shitty thing. I'm sorting out a lot of my feelings. I did develop feelings for Wes and I wasn't supposed to. I've lost sleep. I don't eat. I effed up and I'm deeply sorry. And it kills me to know I caused you this pain. Sierra starts crying and just saying, like, basically her side of the story and
Yeah.
how, like, you had to, like, I guess Lindsay, like, had to go over there. She had, like, an event to do and literally was on the bathroom floor and said, Lindsay had to pick me up at the bathroom floor for me to finish out my day.
Yeah,
And that's hard. That's
that
hard
was rough,
because,
yeah.
yeah, I can only imagine. Sarah makes a comment, he wants revenge and is embarrassing me by going out with you. Andy asks which scene was the hardest to watch. She said the last episode where I'm consoling with Amanda, saying goodbye to her
Yeah.
and crying my eyes out, telling her that she's better than this. And just like it's hard. It's hard to see that episode when she poured her heart out again. She's done it multiple times and she gets screwed
Yeah.
over. And I
She
just feel
does,
bad.
yeah.
Amanda said she effed up and she's doing a lot of thinking, which seems to be the excuse and the answer they've been giving the whole reunion.
Mhm.
Jesse is a mess, not Carl. He's just bawling the whole time.
I know, I felt so bad.
Oh my God, like to be sitting next to him and just crying the whole time. And they know they're not going to put it on the air. So their cameras usually on Andy and the other side of the couch. Because if you point
Right,
it the other way, it's just Jesse bawling his eyes out.
right, I know.
Carl says, you still want to stay with him after he hooked up with several people, but you're so pissed that Kyle did so much worse. That's what I don't get. It's like,
Yeah, and she learned the news about Mia and how they were actually dating.
still talking. Sarah thinks that Wes thrills off of this, like it's a chase, like he likes the adrenaline rush.
I think he does.
Yeah. They take another pee break and Kyle starts to walk out to go to the bathroom and Amanda hugs him and
Yeah.
Kyle just starts to break down and cry. And then Wes sees it and he automatically gets on his phone like he's texting someone. Like,
Mhm.
come on. Lindsay has a glass of wine when she gets back in her hand and she's just like, Andy, I don't feel that we've gotten anywhere with this. And ma'am, they've been filming for 9 hours straight and everybody's tired. Lindsay's got a drink in her hand. That's how tired they are. And they just talk about like them two made a final decision without discussing it with the whole group, knowing that it would affect the whole group is selfish.
Yeah,
And I think Amanda's very selfish. And, like I think she should have done it the right way and talked to Kyle
totally.
and
Mhm.
Sierra privately before it went out, before the statement went out. But they just did it. I feel like they had this plan the whole time, or they got caught with their pants down and had to do an
Right.
emergency. I think the
Yeah.
video's out there.
Yeah, I do
I think
too.
there's a video out there that they got caught, and that's why they had to
They
make
were try
the statement.
and they were trying to fix the situation.
Now we go to the aftermath. Aftermath is May 13th. It says 20 hours after the reunion. Amanda and Lindsay sit down. Well, she gets to Lindsay's house and she automatically like pulls out 2 bottles of rosé. Amanda and Lindsay's in her fridge and she pulls out the same 2 bottles of rosé,
Was that yeah.
half empty, one full. And so I'm like, oh, this is going to be long. And Amanda and Lindsay sit down, they start talking. And Amanda sent a text on April 24th to Lindsay saying, I know you're not ready to talk, but let's get together in a few weeks. If there's for some clarity, we've come this far in a relationship. I don't want to lose it after 10 years. Lindsay asked if she has watched the show and she said no. So Amanda hasn't even like watched the episodes. Like that's just a slap in the face, Like she's not seeing the group's perspective,
Not
meaning she really doesn't care what they have to say. And that's what they were saying. Like when you look at her Instagram feed, you see her like going like this and saying, this is how much I care.
right.
And so it's almost like Amanda's trying to still keep her strong relationships with people that she knows that is going to be of value to her.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think Lindsay, of course, she's got her head, she's just on top of it. She's like, I will find out. So I feel like Amanda had to do a sit down with Lindsay so Lindsay could stop barking,
Yeah.
like how she goes in attack mode, like
In tech
Lala.
mode, yeah. Mhm. She is like
Amanda's
Lala.
She is, like, she's a killer, but
She
she's like a
is,
New
yeah.
York killer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like, she'll do it the right like, Lala's more like an aggressor.
Mhm.
Lindsay's more of she speaks with words of volume, where Lala is just, like, kinda, like, not highly her vocabulary is like mine. It's not very high. It's like, "I'm gonna cuss you out and make
Right.
you feel little." Amanda says Amanda has been off social media for her mental health, so she hasn't even been on, which I think is a lie. Lindsay basically says, "You made a very adult decision, and now you can't be an ostrich and stick your head in the sand," which I think was a perfect
Yeah.
analogy of Amanda.
Analogy.
She basically took a bunch of pills to block her feelings out and stuck her head in the sand and didn't care what anybody just said, just had
Yep.
an answer ready. She felt young again and fun again because what happened was she said they were in a group text with Wes and his friends, and
Mhm.
Wes kept inviting her out. like to all these events, like, hey, come here, come here, come here. And Amanda kept like hard blocking him. And then eventually she kept going out. And then her friends were like, kind of like being like over friendly. And she really liked it. She really liked having that beginning relationship where she hadn't fought with her friends or they didn't know how she was. And it was like a new chapter in her life because
Mhm.
anything she did, it was with Kyle. It was
Yep.
almost like she was Kyle's wife,
Ye
like
yeah.
that's Kyle's
Yeah.
wife. Like Amanda
Yeah.
doesn't really hold weight. So she liked this feeling, and I think she just got a high off of it. And she liked it and she went for it. And she felt young again, fun again. And she was confused on finding herself. And I think Lindsay made a good point and said, you keep finding yourself, but with another person.
Yeah, that was a great
Like,
point.
yeah, like you got to do it on your own. Like you have to be single. You can't just fall into another relationship and think
Relationship.
like you're healed.
Yeah.
Lindsay said that Sierra had a conversation with Wes, and Wes had told her that Amanda was obsessed with him. So I want to know if that's true. Where's the proof? Play the audio.
Yeah.
Play the audio. Amanda also said Amanda said he had or she said that's BS. And during that, it's gross. She picks her nose and squashes it, which is really gross.
Oh my god, is she really?
Yeah. And it was
I
all
missed
over
that.
IG. Like she like literally, and you can just see her go like this. And I'm like, "Ugh, don't make it
Ew.
obvious." Amanda says he's actively texting me, and she kept saying no. Lindsay says he manipulated you. Amanda was like, I wouldn't use that word. She's like, but I am.
No, he did.
He did. He absolutely did. I mean, he persuaded a vulnerable lady
Yep.
that was going like literally
Give her a
going
hard
through the
time.
toughest time in her life. Of course she's going to pick. She's going to cling to the one that's going to show her attention.
Yeah.
She said she shut down at the reunion because they were just yelling at her, and she's the type that just shuts down when someone starts yelling. Really didn't see much yelling except for Sierra, but when she
To
was
Sierra,
yelling, she
yeah.
was more like expressing her feelings and saying it with emotion, but not really yelling at Amanda.
Yeah.
Kind of just explaining her feelings
Feeling.
to
Mhm.
Amanda. She starts crying and said she wanted a family with Kyle. She found out it wasn't going to happen and she moved on. Amanda didn't want to be alone for the rest of her life.
I mean, I get that, but
Yeah, I think you could have found it the pool boy. Lindsay says she's trying to find a love through another guy. He's not a gift to this earth. He is a
yeah.
manipulator.
I mean, he is, and that's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, it was so she just wants to destroy Wes. She's like, she says, Amanda, be the rose on the Titanic and let him go.
Mhm,
And that
mhm.
was the end. I died. I was like, I'm going to put that on my board. Sticky note.
That's a good one.
That's a shirt. Be
It
the
is
rose
on the
on the
Titanic.
Titanic. You're going to know what it means. 7 days later, Kyle and West have a conversation. West goes to Kyle's apartment, and it's really weird because they do the whole Reese thing. The dog like knows
Yeah.
him and is like comfortable with him and is like, hey, let's hang out like we usually do. And I just thought that was very weird because
Yeah,
Kyle was like,
it's
well,
like the
obviously
dog.
they've seen each other quite often.
Yeah, it's like
That
the dog
gives it away.
knows how.
The dog
Yep.
gave it away.
Mhm.
Out of all the people, it's gotta be the dog. Kyle goes in and says, "I don't know if I should be supportive or punch you in the face right now." I would punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Kyle says, "I don't have a game plan." Wes says, "This is a disaster in a tornado, and there's a lot of layers." If there's a lot of layers, why make it like nothing happened until you guys made the statement?
Yeah.
If there's a lot of layers. Like what, you guys were friends and then boom, one night you all were drunk and you just popped the question to see if
Right.
it was gonna stick? That's
Yeah.
what I feel like you did. You
That's yeah.
literally threw spaghetti on the wall and see if it was gonna stick, and it did.
Yep. Yep.
Wes says, losing the friends is the hardest part. Um, he's Kyle's like, yeah, we bonded, we gelled. You put a lot of people in an awkward spot. And that's what I think he is thriving on. He is thriving on, he like threw a wrench in this group and he's enjoying it because
Yep.
everybody was scrambling. Nobody knew what to say. And he enjoyed it. He's getting a thrill
He
out
did.
off
Mhm.
of it. He's getting screen time. He's getting podcast time. He's going on vacation. He's enjoying this.
Yeah.
And he's gonna give me a heart attack is what he's gonna do.
Right.
Kyle says there was a friendship side, but then there's a worry about Amanda's side. Wes says, do you want the full honesty, though it could hurt today? And Wes says he hasn't watched the second part of the season, which I think is a lie.
Yeah.
He was like, the things you did to Sierra to lure her back in was terrible.
Yeah.
And they played that back. And that you are a very touchy guy and you're inappropriate with the ladies, which I agree with. I've only seen it with Sierra and Amanda, and then he did it with KJ's girlfriend on the last party episode when he was like,
Yes.
"Oh, you're the hottest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're the
Yeah.
hottest looking right now." Like I get like yes, he is inappropriate. And Wes says that's fair. He let her on. I do care about her. And then he goes, "What about your secret girlfriend Mia? Was it open and ended?" And says you need to apologize to her. You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. Wes says she wanted me to meet Mia wanted her to meet the family during Christmas, and he said, "No, that's not where I wanna be in our relationship." And I think that is when he was pursuing Amanda, was over the holidays.
Yeah. Makes
Because
sense.
remember, Amanda didn't end up going to Kyle's for New Year's or whatever and that whole
Yep.
thing, so
Yep.
that's where I think, like, where were you, Amanda?
Yeah.
Were you with your parents? You would've popped out with your mom or dad? No, no pictures.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Kyle tells Wes, "You're making it hard for Amanda. And she hasn't even been single." Wes says it looks bad. Wes says, "I get that you feel that way. No regrets. So many things." He's like, he regrets so many things, but this is not one of them, which is weird. So
Yeah.
he regrets pursuing Sierra. He
But not
regrets with Mia, but yet Amanda?
not Amanda. Yeah.
Like, so I don't know where Wes head's at all. He says, "How long have you had feelings for her?" He said February. He's like, "I cared for her for a very long time." And I think he's only known her for like 3 years, right? I think he's been on
Yeah,
the
he made it
episode.
sound like it was, like, 10 years.
Yeah. So I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. Kyle says,
Yeah.
"You owe me a lot of an apologies." Wes says, "I owe a lot of people an apology." You owe a lot of people an apology. This has been out for like a month.
Yeah.
And when are you gonna start your apology tour? Because it doesn't sound like it or look like it.
No, I feel like Amanda seemed more apologetic than Wes did in the
Yeah.
aftermath. Because Wes even made a comment about how I would have just sat down with you, but we decided we would film for cameras or something like that. I caught that in the beginning, and I felt like that was kinda telling too.
That he wouldn't even have gone on the reunion, he would just have a conversation with
Yeah.
Kyle and not gone on the reunion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think he owed that to
Kyle.
Kyle and the rest.
Yeah.
I think that's why nobody probably responded to Wes, because they knew that that's was Wes was gonna do, was he was gonna try to get everybody individually to apologize to them and
Correct. Yeah.
tell a side of everybody would have a different side of the
It's a
story.
story. Yep.
And they didn't respond. They were like, "Nope, nope, nope, we're doing it. We're doing it at the reunion." So I think that was a good move on the rest of the crew.
Yeah, I do too.
And then they cut, so that was the end of that conversation. And then 7 days later, Sierra and Mia meet up, and they meet up at Sierra's house, and immediately, Sierra makes an apology to Mia saying, "I'm sorry that I kissed him and you had to see that on TV."
Yeah.
Knowing the whole time that Mia was his girlfriend.
Girlfriend.
Sarah asked, "Did he give you a recap over the week, like over the weekend?" So he would go to the summer house for the week, and then she would be there for the weekend and would
Yeah.
stay with him. And then she also said, Mia said that he would ask her to stay at his place while he would go film. And I just thought that was wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Mia said, "I didn't want to be in a relationship where I constantly check in on him." And he made her feel that way. Like I didn't need to check on
Yeah.
him because the way he has his words make it seem like you're the only girl in my life.
Right. Mhm.
They replay a scene where Jesse and Wes are in the room, and Jesse basically says, "I know you're seeing Mia from Montana. You
Yeah.
text her a lot."
Mhm.
And after the reunion, apparently he texted Mia and said, "You win."
Yeah.
And so Mia has a lot. Mia knows everything. So I think she had the upper hand here because he told
Yeah.
her everything. He told her
Yeah.
everything. I think she knew his plan. They talked 6 hours post reunion
Yeah.
and it was over a phone call because apparently Amanda didn't want them to text.
Yeah, she didn't want anything down in writing. That
Mhm.
trace.
Sierra applauded her for not blocking him. She thinks it's weird that he's still getting advice from her. I think it's still weird,
Yeah.
but I think he's trying to keep her as a friend so Mia doesn't spill the beans. I think
Yep.
Mia will start spilling the beans. If
Yeah.
she don't see that paycheck from Wes every month coming in the mail or direct
Right.
deposit, she's
There
going to
goes the
start leaking
beans.
more and
Yep.
more. She told him to spend time with his family and he ended up going to Italy with her, with
Yeah.
Amanda, and basically said that was an F you to everybody.
Yeah.
He thrives off of it. It was disgusting. The whole video of her spitting in his mouth
Oh, I didn't
is
see that.
disgusting.
I don't
They're
wanna see
they're
that.
they're at like a coffee shop or something. They're outside and they have a video of Amanda spitting ice maybe, or just spitting in his
Yeah.
mouth. And I'm just like,
Ew.
why?
Ew.
How old are we? You
Yeah,
want to have
right.
that is going to be a future mom?
Right.
Your kids are gonna see that.
Mhm.
So, Sierra says he gets a thrill out of it, which I think is
True.
right, and she also said he is good at sex.
I mean, what's her face said it too at the Southern Charm reunion.
Mhm, Mia.
Well, well, 2 Mias.
Oh, yeah,
I didn't realize that till you said that, but yeah.
that's funny. Mia said it felt fun. I thought it was a secret, but little did I know there was other people that were secrets.
Right, right.
And so I thought that was just crazy, but I like that the girls are getting together. Like,
Yeah,
this is called strong women with a strong mind and know when it's time. Like, you get that encouragement that you're better than this. There are good people, there are good guys out there. You're better. You could even be better just not having a male in your life
right.
and still thrive and still be
Exactly.
the woman that you can be.
Yep.
And they cheers, and that was about it. And then they go like Mia goes, "I'm petty." And Sierra's like, "I'm petty. I had to block my
Oh
mom because she told me to stop being petty, and then I had
my
to block
gosh.
her so I could be petty.
That's so
That's how
funny.
petty I am."
That's so funny.
So I think that's good that they trauma bonded, and I like
Right,
it.
yeah.
And I heard she just got signed, and
For
I'm
Summer House,
excited
right?
to see if she's gonna come on the Summer House.
Yeah, I heard that too.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be.
And did you hear the Summer House sold? And then Kyle made that big post?
Did. And then people thought Kyle was, like, saying goodbye to Summer House, but it was to the house.
And then he had to, like, re-edit, and he was like,
Right.
"Guys, it's the house, like, literally the house, not the
Yeah.
show."
I mean, I
So
could
it was
see why
funny.
people thought that because I read it and I'm like, I mean, it could go either way.
I know. I was laughing. I was like, You're a hot mess too. Kyle is a
Yeah,
mess."
he is. He is Kyle is a mess. Alright, where should we go next? I
My
could do
god, there's a
what?
beautiful Erin just took in front of her house, there's a beautiful rainbow right over
There's a
our
rainbow.
house. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah,
Right now, he just sent me it.
yeah. Wow. It's not raining, is it?
Mm-mm.
I can do Rhode Island. So Rhode Island episode 10. Liz, Joe, and Alicia arrive in Boston. And this is after the whole Liz calling Alicia out on not being homeless. I don't know what Liz's point of that whole calling her out on not being homeless was. If she thought she was homeless, I mean, whatever, to each their own. You know what I
Well,
mean?
homeless could mean a bunch of things. Homeless can mean like
Exact
you don't own a home, you lost your home,
exactly.
like you're living with someone else
I
and
think
it's
Liz
not
was
your
taking
home.
right, and I think Liz was taking it as, like, she thought she was homeless living, like, on the streets, which wasn't the case. She had a home, but her home was taken from her. So, like, I don't get why Liz is making this into
It
a fight.
about her. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So they get to Boston, and Liz is just being really short and rude, and even Joellen is trying to talk to her, and Liz is just, like, not having it. And you can definitely tell Alicia has been crying. You see her face, and you can just tell that she was
The
crying that
eyes.
whole trip,
Yeah.
yeah. So Ashley comes in next, and she can immediately tell that there's tension between the ladies when she gets there.
Hmm.
And then Liz just starts to lose her shit again about Alicia never being homeless. So she ends up going outside, squatting while smoking a cigarette. And Joellen goes out there and tries to talk to her, and she's just losing her shit on Joellen, and Joellen's like, "I'm just trying to be the peacemaker between you 2. You don't have to be rude to me and yell in my face. Like, I don't deserve this." So they go back in, and Rich is in the middle of singing. Joellen is just yelling at Liz, saying she doesn't wanna fight, and Alicia tells Liz to stop, and she's not, and Joellen just leaves while Rich is in the middle of singing, like, his set or whatever. So Joellen leaves and just goes home, which I don't blame her. I probably would have done the same exact thing.
Right.
The next day, Liz meets up with Dolores. I forgot about Dolores, to be honest with you. She meets up with Dolores and Kelsey, and she tells them what happened with Joellen and Alicia. And I think it was Dolores or Kelsey. One of them said that they never trusted Joellen. And Dolores says she should at least try and reach out to Alicia since they have more history with each other.
Yeah.
Rula and Liz meet up, and Rula hasn't seen anyone since that polo match, which I totally forgot about. Kelsey and her new guy talk about her ex is still paying for her stuff. And in 2015, we found out she got into an accident and they ordered a CT and they found a brain tumor. And then ever since then, she needs to get two CTs a year, which is why she wants this like top of the tier health plan that her ex is currently paying for.
Mm-hmm.
We end the episode with Liz and Joellen sitting down to talk. Both of them want an apology, but neither of them get them. And Joellen and Liz just is defensive the whole time and says, "I'm not taking this," and ends up leaving. So they did not make up.
Of course not.
I know. She's very stubborn, Liz, and stuck in her ways.
Mm-hmm. I think
Uh,
because she knows more.
she does know more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 11, I just have a couple of notes. So, yeah, so Liz ends up leaving the restaurant. Joellen calls Alicia on her way back and tells her that it did not go good. Rula and her husband decide to do an Arabian theme night party while he's looking at her toe. And then we see we see Liz and Dolores going to like the capital of Rhode Island to meet with I forget who they were. I think one was a senator and one was I don't know who the other one was, but she was someone else that was high up. And we learned that Rhode Island is the first state that has a menopause labor law, which I thought was very interesting.
I
I
thought that
didn't
was pretty cool.
I guess I mean I'm not menopausal in any way, but I guess I didn't realize what happens at menopause. I just know about the hot flashes, so that was really interesting to see that.
It's yeah, your body's basically like I wouldn't say decaying, but like I got misdiagnosed by a gyno that I no longer go to. And it was a fill-in doctor. My
Uh-huh.
original doctor wasn't there. But I was just like got an IUD and I was getting really body reactions and it
Okay.
wasn't the same as the previous ones that I had put in, but
Yeah.
it's the same one. And she's like, "Well, you may be premenopausal. Let's get you tested and stuff." So
Oh
ever
my
since then, I
gosh.
was like, "Oh my god, I'm premenopausal. I'm old.
Right.
I think it's amazing. I wish that a lot of states did that because women who do go through that, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun. Like
No.
like, can
Hot
you
flash,
imagine
yeah.
just sitting there in the middle of winter and then
And
just
just
like
being
all of a sudden you feel like you're in a 100-degree desert?
right. Yeah.
And it's not because you're sick.
No. Your
It's
body's
basically because your body is just overheating.
right. Yeah. So I
So
thought that was interesting. And they talk about their gummies that they are working on producing.
yeah.
So it is a day of Rula's party. Joe Ellen was not invited. No one is surprised there. And not everyone dressed the theme of this Arabian night party. I was like, this is such a cool theme.
I
And
was
some
trying
people
to
just came think regular clothes. I mean, I know Ashley's husband did, but he had to leave. But Alicia, I mean, her dress was pretty, but I was like, that's not like an Arabian theme
yeah, they
dress,
kinda just put jewelry on their head and wore a
right?
dress.
Yeah, yeah. And then while they're there, there's a belly dancer that comes out, and Brian cannot keep his eyes off that belly dancer.
The belly dancer
The
wasn't I don't know.
the way he was looking at her, I was like, "Oh my god, she is the next victim right there." Kelsey and Rosie decide to make amends after their husbands or guys talk to each
Yeah.
other. Rula comes over and Rosie breaks the news to Rula about the video of Brian and how it was the night before the polo match. And you could tell Rula's really not into it. And again, she's like, even though it's a timestamp, people can fake it. Who is that kind of time to go through and change the timestamp on the video? Like, so then Brian comes over and they tell him about it. He is not interested in this video. He could care less about this video.
He's more worried about that dancer.
Right?
How
Exactly.
am I gonna get her back in the house without her
Right.
knowing?
Right? Yeah. How many get her digits without her knowing? So
Right?
that is where they left off. I did not watch this week's. I'm still like so behind on a bunch of shows, but this week's looked good. So if you watched it, you can let us know. Did you watch it?
The reunion?
No, I think there's one before the reunion. Isn't there one more?
I think I thought that was the last episode. I think there's a reunion.
I know there's a reunion. I thought there was one more where they were talking about Brian and something about how he
He
was still
gets a
married or something
Yeah, there's
happened with
one
him,
more,
right?
the last one where
Right. Yeah, and
she
I
gets him arrested for putting a tracker in the
yes.
car, which
Yes,
is illegal.
and I
Mhm.
haven't watched that one yet, so
Okay, yeah, there's one more.
where do we wanna go to from here?
Okay, if you end up on Villa Island.
Yeah, I can
Did
do
you
that
do the
now.
villa?
I did. You want me to do that?
Yeah, the top,
Alright,
very
so this
top.
is a summary of where did I leave off? Episode 7 all the way into the end. Forewarning, I did fall asleep when Dad Talk was here. I did not go back and rewatch it, but I will recap what I watched. Alright, so
It's not
episode 7.
important.
It was okay. Dad Talk is coming. As soon as Dad Talk arrives, so the staff and everyone strategically left Marciano out from, like, the greeting just because they're like, "He should not be here." So, literally, as soon as Dad Talk comes, they all come in and go, "Where's Marciano?" And they have him literally sitting, like, in his room where, no one can find him. So, like, that's the first thing that everyone asks, again, because he wasn't in that lineup. So, Lisa sets up a talk for Marciano and Jordan. She gets both of them and puts them in her office and said, "You guys are gonna talk." And then she leaves. I thought maybe she would mediate. No, she just left. So it's Jordan, Marciano. Jordan said that Marciano actually has his number and he could have called and texted them to say sorry, but Marciano continued to reach out to Jesse instead, which I thought was interesting. I didn't know that he had Jordan's number. He said he has had a hard time and he was expecting Marciano to be sorry. Jordan asked why he lied. He said that Sheena/Demi told him Jesse was playing with his head and told him to do this and he regrets it. Jordan asked what really happened with Demi. He said he kissed her at the villa and said, "I love you" on camera, which he did say that on camera last season, and I forgot. They were walking away from each other, and she goes, "I love you," and he goes, "I love you too." So I was like, at least he admitted that. Jordan said that he needs to tell Brett what happened, which is Demi's husband. Marciano said he doesn't know anything to Brett, which I kind of agree. Why does he need to tell Brett what happened?
Yeah.
Like, I kind of feel like that's water under the bridge, and he doesn't. I don't know. I didn't agree with Jordan in that way. Jordan just kept saying you need to tell him as a man what happened, but what good is that going to do? I feel like Brett is already set in his ways that Demi didn't do anything, and they're fine.
Right.
And I just wrote, I hate Jordan so much. He was such an asshole during that fighting. Jordan said he doesn't need closure from Marciano, and then he just kind of walks out of the room, leaving Marciano hanging there. It is now dinner time. Jordan took a shot, which I thought was interesting. I thought he didn't drink, but whatever, teach their own. Mason and Dakota sit down with Marciano and ask him what happened. Marciano said after Jordan found out that him and Jesse were still talking, and lots of the staff is like kissing the single people of the group. Chase hooks up with Meredith, who is one of the staffers, and then I said, and then I fell asleep. So this is where I fell asleep. I woke up and Dad Talk, it was their last day, so I don't really know what I missed in that area. But I feel like they really didn't show a lot of Dakota.
Yeah.
So he was very kept at minimum this season. We learn that Hannah told Hannah tells us that her and Marciano lost a baby together a couple of years ago. So this is why they're kind of like trauma bonded and can't get over each other. Hannah ends up sleeping in the same room with Marciano and Dom. And Dom ends up telling Lisa that Hannah and Marciano just had sex in the bathroom. And Lisa is not happy. She said, "Hannah, I'm trying to do everything for you to make you a better person, to get over Marciano. And here you are putting yourself back in this place where I thought you said you were out of." So Lisa was very disappointed. The Hannah Marciano drama just starts to take over the staff, and it's literally divided. You're either on team Hannah Marciano or you are not on team Hannah Marciano, and it's very, very divided. Hagen, who was once very close with Hannah, who's the butler, said he no longer cares about Hannah as long as she is with Marciano. And then, yeah, like I said, everyone just kind of gets over it. The last group that is there is from RuPaul's Drag Race. And it was a really nice way to end their last season in the villa. Lisa actually does drag. She doesn't dress up or anything, but she kind of just like walks down the runway. Um, and then Hagen dresses up in drag. That was really interesting, or that was kind of cool. Tensions flare a little bit, and then she ends the season by giving out that $50,000 to Hagen. And of course, Marciano was pissed. He thought he should have gotten it when he didn't do diddly squat this whole season. And yeah, that was basically it. I haven't watched the reunion yet. I don't know if I will, but that was the villa in a nutshell.
All right.
Do you want to do one, or I can
I'm
do the
glad that they
valley?
didn't. I mean, I hope, like, pretty sure Dakota got paid, but then she was probably like, I'm not going to air you.
Right?
You
Yeah.
don't deserve any more time.
Not from what happened. Yeah.
So, episode 8 of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Shamia is auditioning and going over her movie lines. Kelly is having a meeting with her mom and her grandma about her opening restaurant. She's also talking about fighting with her baby husband, or her baby father's kids.
Mm.
And Kelly finally announces that she's dating a man named Jarvis, which is my
Mm.
dog's name.
It is your dog's name.
K. Michelle's getting her teeth done. I guess her husband is a dentist.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty good money.
Yeah.
Phaedra, Portia, Drew, and Angela, they all meet for dinner. And they just start talking about K. Michelle. And Shamia and Kelly meet with Shamia to talk to her therapist and figure out her embryos. Oh, that's a different one. Anyways, they're talking about K. Michelle and how K. Michelle's coming up with her story about two women plotting to destroy her this season. And it comes down that Angela just is trying to voice it and kind of trying to say, like, she believes that Shamia is the one who put it in K. Michelle's head that it's
Hmm.
these two women.
Okay.
So then Shamia and Kelly, they meet up and they're talking with her therapist, trying to figure out Shamia's trying to have. She has one more embryo, and it's a male, and it's her
Okay.
last one. So it's almost like her last shot to have a kid.
Yeah.
And it's very heartbreaking. She also tells her Kelly that her man is not comfortable with her doing sex scenes for her acting career. And you can have an acting career and not have sex scenes.
Yeah.
And
You don't
she
have to
just
do it.
bawled her eyes out and thought it was like the end of her career. And I'm like, it doesn't say a lot about your character if you think that you're going to have to do that in order to
Right.
become a good actor. Mm, So I think I switched on how Shamia thinks or what she wouldn't do for fame.
Yeah, that's
She
a good way
also
to put
tells
it.
Kelly her man is not comfortable. Kelly has a gift basket for her. So after that, Kelly meets with her daughter and gets her a gift basket because she's going to college. And she
Okay. Oh,
puts
yeah.
condoms in
You
her
said there's
basket.
condoms in it. Yeah. That's wild to me. I mean, I get it.
And so I thought that was just awkward. I don't think I'd give my kids.
No.
I hope never comes a time like he just figures it out or him and his dad
Right.
talk about it.
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I have
Not
a
my
boy
boys.
because you're glad you have boys and not girls because I feel
Yes.
like it
Right.
would be our job.
Yeah. It still will
The
be my
birds
job.
and the bees. I'd be like, boys are blue, girls are red. We do not make purple. Because that's
Nope.
what my church
There you go.
pastor would say to
There you
us
go.
in
There you
the
go.
group.
That's funny.
Right? Kelly also, let me start. Portia is on a date with a new lady friend. Sway has been in her life for 10 years. Sway asked about her baby mama drama. Portia says it's good as long as she's single until she's in a relationship, and then her baby daddy makes it more difficult for her.
As they do.
So we'll see where that goes. Phaedra invites everybody over for a healing Reiki because she's a Reiki master, and I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Pinky and K. Michelle head to Phaedra's healing. Portia comes in looking like she's ready to go to the nightclub.
No.
Like she's literally has like this body contour, holes everywhere. And I'm like,
Oh
are
my
you getting
gosh.
back from the club or are you going to the club?
Right.
K. Michelle brings up what happened to her and three people trying to expose her. I think it's old. I think K. Michelle's trying to make herself relevant. I don't really think anybody called and told her these things. I
Yeah.
think she's just trying to have a story and she's calling out the OGs, which happen to be Portia and Drew, who have been there. Well, Phaedra and Cynthia have been there the longest, but I don't think she wants to fight with Phaedra because Phaedra is like one of the top lawyers in Atlanta, and she's been there because she's smart.
Yeah.
Drew and Michelle get loud to the point where it doesn't make sense. Michelle gets too loud. They get off track of what they're really fighting about. She said she's moving in caution with Portia. Michelle feels that Portia's trying to expose her of something. She also mentions her ex called her and told her Portia is trying to take her down. Portia says, I didn't date him at the same time as you. Um, Kelly gets in the middle of it and fights with Portia and says you slept with every Nigerian man in Atlanta. And so it gets heated. Portia gets up and everybody gets up and leaves. And then it starts off with episode 9 where Kelly tells Michelle, if she goes to hell, I'll take her way lower. Portia is raging and yelling nonsense about she's sleeping with a pastor. So Portia's now trying to say, Kelly, you're sleeping with a pastor. And then later on, they're trying to figure out, is it Giselle's ex-husband who is remarried? So that would be the rumor that's
Yeah.
going on. And may I remind you, Portia and Giselle are really good friends.
Interesting.
So that information would have been relayed from Giselle.
Yeah.
Drew says, I tried to get to know you, Michelle, but you're just a tough bee. Angela feels Michelle's being the new girl and doesn't want to feel a certain way about Michelle. Phaedra knows how to be a host. Everybody gets up and she's like giving everybody leftover plates because nobody makes it to dinner. The fight always happens right before they're serving the food, and it's sad. Portia thinks the ladies need to text her if they have a problem so they can talk to her first, but you always wait to bring it up when everybody's together, which I
Yeah.
think is the right thing to do. Because if you get someone one-on-one, that just makes it fishy. So can't really win or lose with that situation.
No. Yeah.
Kelly comes over to Phaedra's to apologize for the night before because it just blew up out of proportion. And she hints Kelly's new man bought her $70K new teeth. It cost $70,000 for new teeth. Episode 10. Drew and Angela head to Cynthia's house. Cynthia finally introduces her man, which his name is, what is his name? Prince. And he's like from Europe and he's got the dreadlocks and just like, it's not the type of man that she has married. She's
Yeah,
always
yeah.
married like tuxedo, well-dressed man. And now she's married, like she's dating like this musician and it's been a while. And it was just fun to see Cynthia happy. Phaedra and Portia show up. During that night, they're all sitting on Cynthia's bed on her couch. And everybody gets a text message, and Shamia invites everybody to her husband's birthday party. Of course, she skips out on Portia because her and Portia aren't close. And Cynthia's like, why would you invite someone 24 hours before the party starts? Like, give us time to get ready.
Right.
And Portia says, well, Dennis got that invitation a week ago. And so it was crazy because it's almost like she wanted them to not show up.
Yeah.
So she's inviting them last minute. And she's also not there. And she probably knows all the other girls are there too. At Shamia's event, Kelly is drunk and gives a big awkward toast and was just really awkward. Kay Michelle says in confession, it just looks like it sounded like they were all sleeping together. It really sounds like Shamia hooked Kelly up with one of the Nigerian men. So that's what's really going on. Because if you are with I guess Nigerian is popular in Atlanta. They must be there for business or something because
Interesting.
yeah. Portia meets up with a surprise guest, and it is Giselle from Potomac. And they talk about Portia's divorce and friendship with Shamia because Shamia is actually friends with Giselle as well. And Portia just says they're kind of just like not avoiding each other, but just like cordially being cordial while they're in the same vicinity.
Yeah.
But we know what's really going on is both of their mothers are fighting in a legal battle.
Oh.
So Portia's mom and Shamia's mom had a fight, and I think that's why they're not talking about each other because
it
they
makes sense.
legally can't talk about each other.
Yeah.
And maybe they're in a defamation suit or something. Or I think it had to do with a business. They were on a business venture or something went down between the moms, and that's kind of why their friendship has kind of just
Interesting.
separated.
Interesting.
Sorry, I think I hear him. I don't know if he's crying or singing. Trying to figure out where he's at. He's in the living room. Okay. And then they talk about Pinky is having a casting call for her movie that she's making a documentary about herself. I don't know. Still trying to figure
She's
out
so
who Pinky.
strange. She's so strange.
I don't know where she popped out of.
Right? Yeah.
So she's having a casting call for her documentary about herself and invites Shamia and invites Drew. Shamia shows up ready to audition. Drew shows up and is like, well, I didn't get the script. There's a
Yeah.
process. Like, why show up? Why not just text her
Yeah.
saying, hey, you never emailed me the script. I'm not
Right.
coming.
Yeah.
So she goes into the room with Shamia. Shamia's like auditioning, trying to like run her lines. And Drew's like, well, I didn't get it. And she didn't go through my manager. So there's steps to take. And I'm just like, Drew, stop it. And so Drew tells Pinky, I'm not doing it. And Pinky's like, well, I thought that's what you came here for. What'd you come here for? I'm coming here to support. And it almost looked like Drew wanted to be on the other side of that table, being the one to almost like vote or be a
Yeah.
judge on who's going to be in the
Judge.
movie.
Mhm.
And she didn't think she was gonna be audition I think that's what it was. And so she kicks her out. She was like, "You gotta go. Like, if you're not gonna audition, get out of here." And she was like, "Are you kicking me out?" And Pinky is like, "Yeah, I'm kicking you out." So that is just weird. And then K Michelle invites Phaedra over. Hilarious. Because K Michelle bought a new house. It's like a country house. So Phaedra
Oh,
comes
yeah.
over. And she goes, K. Michelle goes, I asked her to bring a pie, and you can always read someone's character by what type of pie they bring. And she brought a pecan pie, and K.
Ew.
Michelle says in confession, yeah, because Phaedra's a little nutty. I would have too.
That's
So I
funny.
thought that was funny.
That is
They go
funny.
fishing. I don't. They go fishing. They've never been fishing before. And we are I'm a fisher. I would consider myself a fisher. I've had my fishing license every year for the past since COVID. And she has a Ziploc bag full of hot dogs with Kool-Aid and garlic salt. And she soaked it in there overnight. And I just like was blinded. I was
What?
like, she doesn't know anything about fishing until I asked
Right?
my husband, and my husband said yes.
Really?
Garlic, because fish have a sense of smell. Aaron says they're very potent in smell. Like they can smell anything, like your cigarettes,
Okay. Okay.
perfumes, anything. So that's why it's really hard. That's why they always like go to the bottom or they go under
Sure.
trees and stuff. But the garlic kills your scent. So my husband has garlic spray everywhere because he's a smoker. And he's like, the Kool-Aid actually thickens and it kind of looks like blood. And so if
Oh,
you see an injured fish or you see something injured,
yeah.
the likely of that fish to attack it is highly. So I learned something new that actually I'm going to
Interesting.
use in my real life.
Wow.
I'm going to soak Kool-Aid, hot dogs with Kool-Aid and garlic, and we're going to go
Inter
fishing. And I better catch the biggest catfish of my life because,
I can't imagine how that would smell.
oh God, it's going to smell so bad.
Right? Yeah.
Ugh. Uh, so that was cute. They don't know how to fish, both of them. It was hysterical the way they were just flipping.
Flipping it.
Like, I'm like, someone's gonna get injured. She's gonna hook her in the face. It was
That's funny.
hilarious. They don't really. So while they're sitting there, K. Michelle's talking about Drew, and Phaedra's like, I really want you to go to this event because it's not only about Drew, it's about a fundraiser for, someone got passed away. And so they were doing a fundraiser baseball game. So K. Michelle's like, I'll think about it, but right now I'm feeling sick. And she was like, I'll send you some cough medicine so you can feel better for the day. And that's how episode 11 ends. Cynthia and Shamia have lunch and they talk about Portia and her relationship. And basically, Shamia shuts it down. Like, we don't have to be, we don't have to talk, but we can be cordial, which I
Yeah.
really think it's because their mothers are fighting, which I hope we'll find out in the end or in the reunion what really went down because that's going to have like a big, like it's going to have closure and understanding of why the relationship went left. Kelly's neighbor was stalking her daughter Chloe and harassing her. And so they're moving into Shamia's townhome.
That's scary.
And yeah, so they show that part. Phaedra is actually helping Kelly with her divorce and child support and said that she's going to do it as a gift So here you have Shamia helping her with room and board, and now you have Phaedra with the divorce.
Yeah.
So Kelly's really going through it and trying to open up a business. Like she's holding it down, and I
Yeah.
think she's holding it together. Yeah, that was about it for that episode. Pinky has a roller ring 80s theme and nobody fights. Everyone shows up. I think they did it because it was actually Angela's anniversary date of when her mom died a year ago. So they kind of tried to keep it clean and a fun moment for Angela, which I thought was pretty decent and moral for all of them, considering that every time they get together, it's a crap show.
Yeah.
So props to them and props to Portia for giving her a gift. It was like a really nice picture frame with her mom in it, and I thought that was very kind of Portia. It
Yeah.
shows Portia's side of careness for her friends.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and that was kind of the episodes.
Right. We'll go into the valley. I have like 3 or 4, so
Okay, go
buckle
for
in.
it.
All right. Episode 9.
I'm gonna go.
Luigi. Lala and Michelle go for a walk, and Michelle spills the beans that Jesse got a $30,000 loan while they were married, and he is now in collections because he did not pay it and cannot pay it, and they need to pay 15K of it, and Jesse can't even pay that. Lala asks how Jesse can spend money on designer stuff when he can't pay back half his loan or Isabel's health insurance, which is a great question. Christian, Zach, and Nina get together. Christian brings up what Lala said about Danny. Nia explains that Danny got competitive when they were doing the drag competition. Nanny means that Danny knows that he acts a fool when he drinks. Nia and Danny don't understand why people are making such a big deal out of Danny drinking when other people drink and he has already apologized, which I get. But the situation isn't changing, which is why I think they're making this a big deal still. Jason goes to look for his doctor for his knee, and his knee and something else are not attached, and he needs surgery ASAP, so he is limping around. It's the night before Brittany's mommy makeover, and she decides to have a crab boil for the girls. That was very ambitious. Zach brings an RAP boob cake, which I thought was funny. Zach and Christian sit down with Nia about how Danny spoke to Nia. Nia sits down and says, I hear Christian and Zach sit down. I don't know, I'm trying to say that. Anyways, Nia says, I hear you're talking about me. Nina says they are good and they are in therapy, meaning her and Danny. Jasmine and Christian sit down, and Jasmine says how she felt unheard with Kristen, when they had issues with Danny last year, and Kristen really empathized with her and said, I'm very sorry about that. It's the day of Brittany's surgery, 6 hours later, and she is out of surgery. She definitely looks like she is in rough shape, and going up those stairs after her surgery does not sound fun at all. I felt very bad for
And she
her.
wore that tuxedo shirt.
We're not there yet, but yeah. This is, like, right after surgery when she's, like, going up those stairs. That was a lot of stairs.
Oh, this was at surgery when she had after.
Yeah.
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 And when she had that sack, she had to keep emptying it out.
You know, Romeo had one of those, and it was so disgusting.
For what?
He had, like, a weird, like I don't even remember, something in his neck, and they had to take it out, and he had to have that sack too.
Like a lipoma or something? Like just a built up.
I don't remember that what it was now, but it was, like, really bothering him, and now he doesn't feel anything up here, it's, like, all numb. But he had that weird sack too, and it was disgusting. Cleaning
Ugh.
that thing, ugh, yeah,
Ugh.
I know. And this is Brittany, I'm quoting, "I can't believe I can see over my titties." I guess I didn't realize how big they were, and then they got bigger after she had cruise, right?
Mhm.
So they were just, like, massive.
Yeah. Well, they cause you back pain.
I mean, honestly, I know it's kind of bad for me to say this, but I don't see much of a difference in her since she had the surgery. But again, that's just me looking at what they have on TV.
Yeah, yeah.
Tom goes to Jason's house, and he got Jason a mariachi band to his house before he has surgery on his knee, which I thought was funny. Jesse and Michelle sit down. They haven't seen each other since San Diego. Jesse tries to apologize to Michelle for what happened in San Diego, and Michelle said it is in the past. Michelle says, "Why won't you divorce me?" And Jesse says, "We don't have papers." And she just whips them right out and says, "Yes, we do. Here they are. Sign them."
Bam, boom.
I know, which I thought was great. Michelle says she gets nothing from being divorced from Jesse, which kind of sucks for her because she has to end up taking on this 30K loan that Jesse took out, is sent to collections, and now she has to pay half of it back. as part of like their divorce settlement, which sucks.
She has to pay half of what back?
So Jesse took out a 30K loan. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
the loan.
Remember? And now she has to pay about what, 15K of that back?
Yeah, well, everybody was doing it. A lot of people were getting caught. I mean, everybody was doing it during COVID because
Yeah.
it was
They
shut
needed the
down. You
money.
can't go to work,
Yeah.
whatever. So many stories out there. There was this one story where, like, there was like a group of police officers that like set up an LLC and it was like supposed to be like a daycare. And they
Uh,
actually took out a loan also. And then they found out it was a scam or a scheme. And they also got it was like a different state. I don't know the
wow.
correct or whatever, but he's not the only one that took out the loan and has to repay it. So,
Yeah. But he
but it
was sent
just
the collection
sucks.
he was sent the collections because he can't pay it.
Yeah.
So that's why Michelle has to take it on. And all Michelle wants to do is to be divorced from him.
Mm,
And while she's sitting there, she starts crying because she's reflecting on like the good and the bad, which I don't think she regrets marrying Jesse because they wouldn't have Isabella. But I can see why she's like, I just want to be done. It's stressful. It's making my life hell. Like, let's just be done and just be the best co parent we can be.
right.
Episode 10, Jason has his surgery. Brittany is 2 days post op, and Brandon brought her flowers. So let's talk about Brandon. So Brandon lives what, an hour or so away from Brittany,
Hmm.
and he kept giving her different dates he would be there and didn't show up. The only way he showed up is when Brittany gave him money to come see her. And he used that money to buy her flowers. Like, I don't know. I did not like him from the get go.
He
And
was
this,
supposed to pick up her payments.
yes. And then he didn't.
I think he did.
He took 'em for maybe he took 'em for himself
Hmm.
because she had to recall it in. Ugh, I don't know. So yeah, she asked him to get her payments, but he waited too late to go get them. And he wouldn't come down without her giving him money, which I don't know why she did that, but he is such a red flag. Michelle and Jesse are both officially on the same page and in the stack of divorce papers with the state waiting to be divorced. So finally, they can get the ball rolling in that. Danny's drinking is still an issue. He said he hides it because of last season. Brittany has her post op, and like I said, I think she looks the same. I didn't really notice a difference, especially in the boob area, but as long as she does, that's all that matters. Zach has a housewarming party. Evidently, he lived with a roommate, and because him and Benji want to live together, his roommate moved out. This is also the same house or apartment that Jasmine also lived in.
Hmm.
And I guess Zach's roommate made it hard for him to leave. Like he ended up taking like basically like what all the furniture,
Everything.
this
Yeah.
monster cooler that they have. So when they get to Zach's party, it's literally just like what, like 4 folding chairs, Domino's pizza sitting right here, and then like a makeshift bar. It really reminded me of a frat party because you're drinking out
Well,
of the red solo cups and everything.
yeah, what's her name walks in and says, "I bought you a TV." Kristen.
Yes, Kristen walks in and goes, "I bought you a TV," and
He
that
took
TV wasn't there.
Yeah.
His roommate took everything.
Mm.
Even Lacey, when she comes up, she goes, "What kind of party is this?" And she's looking at the pizza like, "Ugh."
She's like, "I would never drink out of a solo cup." Michelle said that.
And then episode 11, Brittany tells Janet and Lala that Brandon keeps changing the dates that he's going to leave. So he's very wishy-washy. And then Jasmine asks Zach to stand up at her wedding. It's Danny and Nia's 10-year wedding anniversary. And Danny said he locked in a date for his vasectomy, so no more 5 under or 4 or whatever the heck
Mhm.
he keeps saying. And then this is when, oh yeah, so Tom is gonna host a 007 party, and I forgot that his house is literally right next to Jack's. Totally
I know.
forgot that they share a wall until he said that, and I was like, "God, I forgot."
Like,
They
does
live in this
Amanda can she even come? I mean,
right? Right? So Brittany is getting ready for the party, and she talks about how she can't do this anymore with Brandon. Brandon's ex-wife called her and told her that their daughter said he'd been talking to other girls, so his daughters ratting him out. And then she also told Janet and Lala that she has given him money to come see her. And they were like, "Brittany, that's a red flag. Why are you doing this? You just got out of a bad relationship with Jax, and now you're kind of repeating the steps with Brandon." So it's the day of Tom's party. Literally everyone goes. Jason comes. I don't know what the point of Jason coming was because he literally comes, goes up the stairs, sits down for 5 seconds, and then goes, "I'm going to leave before people start hitting my knee." Gets back down the stairs and it Ubers. So I was like, I don't know what the point of him is. Everyone dresses very nice. I loved how everyone dressed. They're all looking at Tom's apartment. Tom has a little love letter on his fridge from his girlfriend that says, like, "I love you."
Mm.
Brittany ends up coming in her tuxedo sweatshirt. She says she has never been to Jax's house. She didn't really want to go because she knows Jax is here. She's only seen a video of the inside to make sure that it's safe for crews. And if you go out on the balcony, you can see a little bit of Jax's balcony, but Jax is gone somewhere. He's not in the state. So Brittany comes over and she said it's really weird being here, knowing that Jax lives literally right next door. And she walks in and she said it's literally like copy and paste of Jax, just everything's a little, what do you call it? Not loop, but I can't think of the word. Like like flipped around basically. She goes up to the balcony and she looks over and she sees all the Hooter stuff that he took from her that's just
I
sitting out
know.
at her and I was in his balcony.
I thought that was tacky.
It, yeah. So then everyone is outside and they're talking about the meal train that Nia set up for everyone for Brittany, and because Nia and Janet are not on good terms, Nia didn't add Janet to the group, and I thought that was kinda shitty of Nia that she couldn't put her big girl pants on because they both are friends with Brittany. I forget who brings it up. I think Jasmine brings it up inside to Danny that why Nia couldn't do this. And she plays in and she talks about how they're really religious and how this should be part of their faith and everything. And Danny's basically like, what the fuck does that have to do with being religious? And I'm like, what do you mean? Isn't that what all religions say? To like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I didn't like Danny's excuse for that. But that was episode. What do we have left? Did you do Southern Hospitality at all?
Mm-mm. I hated it. The
The
reunion?
I know.
Yeah. It
There was
was
really
bad.
nothing even no, the only good thing was that
Emmy was understood what she had said. Kind
yes, kind of, and then Leva called out Mia
Yeah.
for saying that she didn't say that she slept with Wes and to tell Sally, and Leva's like, "I was there when you said that." But other than that, I was just kinda like
Yeah.
it was okay. I was hoping for more since they actually had a reunion, like, background
Mhm.
and everything,
It
but
was their first one. Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah, it wasn't I was kinda bored
I was
watching
bored
it.
too.
I didn't really learn anything, so that's the reunion,
Yeah.
Southern
I
Hospitality.
I didn't learn anything either.
Is there anything else that they talked about?
Mm-mm. Emmy was the big show. The DJ, who's the DJ girl?
Oh, Maddie.
Maddie talked a lot about her relationship with Joe.
She was what, like 10 years sober or something like
10
that?
years sober. Um,
Wavy
that
Baby was there.
huh?
Wavy Baby was there.
Baby was there. She said she's, healing slowly.
She seemed good.
She looks good. I
She
still
did
root
look
for
good.
her because she's a
Yeah, I do too.
sweetheart and she leads with a good heart. She's not someone that comes in and is all about the drama. She doesn't like Joe, obviously, and she kind of tried to because Joe took her best friend.
Yeah,
But other than that, I like her spirit.
I do too. I
Yeah.
think she has a good heart. She just needs to find the right path.
Yeah. She needs to get out of St. Charles.
A lot of those people do.
Yeah.
Should we end with McBee and then Bravo news? I'm so
We
excited
should.
for
Okay.
McBee.
I'll
I'm
do
so
McBee, you
excited.
do Bravo.
Yeah.
24 hours till sentencing of Mr. Daddy McBee. So that's
That's
how
how we
it
start off.
starts. And then it does the countdown, the whole episode. They start off with Steve and Mom, Steve
Mhm.
Jr. and Mom. They're talking about it and they haven't slept, eaten. They're hoping that he just gets probation and house arrest.
That's too
Cole and
easy.
Casey have a new baby, Blair. They're also concerned about the outcome. Cole kind of explains it in his confession. So in your books, when you put stuff down, apparently there was one field out of 293 reports. One of the
Mhm.
reports was not, they lied. They lied or something about one of the fields. And so when they filed the insurance claim, and since they filed it wrong, even one field, that's insurance fraud. Hey, you stop it.
So did they purposely fill it out wrong?
I
That's
think
what
it
I
was
don't
by
understand.
accident. Yeah, they got one field test wrong or something like that. And so
Okay.
that counts as
Set this whole
insurance
thing in
fraud.
motion. Okay.
But Cole explained it right. He said they found one out of 293. One, I feel like it was more a personal attack because now it's like the state versus Mr.
Yeah, the
McBee.
McBeast.
Um,
But then but then how come So if he did it by accident, why, I guess, is he going to jail? And why
Well,
doesn't he wanna be on the show
yeah,
anymore?
he claimed a bunch of money that he'd have to pay back. Like it was like
I see what you're
3.1
I see what you're
million.
saying. But because he took the money after
Mhm.
this. Got it. Okay.
So then they're living in their dream house, Cole and Casey, they have their baby, beautiful home. Jesse and Allie also have a baby, Summer. It's weird because Jesse is just automatically going for the gun in his confession and says, yeah, he's like, our sex hasn't been that great since the baby has been born. And that's been 6 months.
I mean,
Postpartum.
that's just typical.
Wild.
Yeah.
Galena says she's just extremely worried because she feels that the judge is going to make an example out of him. Because
Mm.
the whole state is just farm area. And if
Yeah.
they don't give him something, the rest of them could just be like, oh, what they're going to do is slap on the hand.
Right.
So Galena is also worried, who's going to take charge of the business? 'Cause she owns half the business.
Yeah. If
She's worked
he
with
did
them for
that.
yeah, she did it right. Stephen points out that the bank loans and part of their clause of the bank loans that they have a bunch of bank loans on, their clause is if you have a felony charge, they can pull the loan and you have to pay back that loan within like 30 days.
Wow.
And they have loans on the car washes, their meat
Yeah.
company, and their fields.
Yikes.
So it's
That's
crazy.
a lot.
Yeah, it affects everything. They said Steve put it well, it's a house of cards. Like, one card
Yeah.
falls, the rest of them will fall. They sold about 60,000 acres of their land to pay overdue bills. Steven says if his dad goes to prison, this farm becomes my cell, and I thought that was a great quote.
Yeah.
Cole and everyone meet at Cole and Casey's house the day before, and it's just, like, nerve-wracking, and Casey and Allie are talking about the land, and Allie tells Casey, the land is actually on a loan that Big Steve owns. So if he goes to jail and the bank people wanna take the loans back, they'll take this land, meaning they'll take your house.
Their house. Yeah.
And Casey goes, "What?" So Casey goes straight to Cole and says, "Why didn't you tell me?" And Cole starts crying. It's like, "I'm not too worried about didn't want you to worry, we don't know
Yeah.
yet," and stuff like that. But that's a big deal.
That is a
Like,
big
you should
deal.
have a
Yeah.
backup plan.
Yeah. That's where your family lives.
Your baby. Like, that's where
Yeah.
you want your baby to grow up. It's so heartbreaking. The next day, the headline is US against McBee. Basically, like, state versus
Yeah.
people. Like, it's crazy. They describe how quiet the courtroom was, how silent the cries were. The whole family shows up except for Galena and a few other family members, which were at the house, kind of just sitting there waiting. And they gave him 24 months in federal prison. So, and then he has to pay back I think 3.5 million in fines and 4 million in restitution. That's a lot.
Yeah.
He has 6 weeks until he has to turn himself in. So until then, the boys have to figure out how they're gonna do cash flow, what they're gonna do, and stuff like that. So the next morning, Tess meets up with the boys in the meeting room to talk about what they're gonna do, and they're calling Galena, and Galena's getting her nails done with her daughter. Like, she seems very calm and, like,
Yeah.
cool and
Calm, cool,
collected.
collect.
Unlike last season where she was a hot, heavy mess,
She
they end
was,
up
yeah.
not giving her jail time or charging her with the drunk driving because I think the judge was like, "I think you're
I
just
forgot
going through
about
stuff
that.
right now, and I'm gonna give
Yeah.
you leeway." So
Yeah.
she had a second chance.
Good.
Steve says that Galena's over here acting like a wannabe movie star, and she needs to be here in the meeting because she's been to all the parties, like the Hollywood parties, all the
Yeah.
housewives, baby
I saw that, yeah.
showers,
Yeah, yeah,
weddings,
yeah.
and stuff like that. She's getting to
Yeah.
know people. There's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with that. Like,
No.
let her be happy. Like, it's better that she's doing that than causing chaos between
Yeah.
your family. Steve says that they have to sell the headquarters, so the building that they're actually having the meeting in, the building that Galena's office is in, the actual property is what holds all of the farm grain. So when they go out and they farm everything with the columbines and it goes
Yeah.
into the big machines, so they have these big metal tubes, and that's where all the grain is held before it's distributed to all the businesses that are in business with them. If they sell that property, where are they gonna store that? Like, they gotta figure
Right?
out
Yeah.
they gotta move. So it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. And so it's very sad that they have to sell that in order to keep ends meet, keep up with the loans and stuff like that. It sucks for these boys. It sucks that they have to pick up this slack and, like, he's just sitting in the back, doesn't even wanna film. You don't see
Yeah.
him. He
You don't
doesn't even
yeah.
show up. They said as soon as he got out of court, he built a new house. So,
Of
like,
course you did.
they get to the house and they're all hugging each other or whatever, and they're like, "Well, where is he?" Such and such drove him up to his new house because he hasn't seen it yet. I was like, "That shows accountability." Like,
Right? Yeah.
your sons are over here doing a TV show, trying to make money, trying to save the McBee farm, and you're over here like, "I'm gonna go pop a cold one and sit in my new house."
In-house before I have to turn myself in, yeah.
Yeah. And so they're $30 million in debt with the car washes, but they're saying that they're gonna come out of it this winter. Galena tells her daughter's like having her nails done and stuff, and she's like, "Are you worried?" She's like, "No, I'm not worried. We're gonna be okay." Meaning like we are gonna be
Yeah,
okay, but I don't know
exactly.
about the rest of the
Like them.
family.
Yeah.
Steve ends the meeting and says, "I need to pick up someone at the airport." And this is where Allie plays a part. And it's crazy because in his confessions, like right in the beginning, he says, "I'm not worried. I'm not focused on women. I'm focused on getting my farm back." And then
Steve.
now he's picking up this girl, Allie, who he hasn't even kissed from the airport. And the brothers just think it's a really bad idea. Like, why?
Where is she from?
She is from Austin, Texas, and
Another
she's a
Texas?
model. She's uh, one of those IG or
Yeah.
whatever. She does
Yeah, yeah.
promotes the clothes and they
Yeah, influencer.
that's what she does. And so he makes his brothers decorate the house. He didn't have time to clean it or decorate it. So
Oh
when
my
he
gosh.
got in, and they go and TP the house.
That's so
And then
funny.
they buy tampons. They buy a big sign that says, "I can't wait to see your boobies." And it's just and her dad is like very Christian. And so
Allie's
she's like
dad.
walks in and sees all of this and just like, "Oh my gosh." Like it's just very awkward.
My
Like you can
gosh.
tell like Steve is just like very absorbed. And we already know what happens to
Yeah.
Steve and Allie.
Yes, we do. We
They
know how
get in
that
a big
plays out.
fight, like, he blows up, they're not together anymore. I'm proud of her, she just opened up she didn't open up, but I think she bought an Ace Hardware store from someone, and she
Okay.
opened up her own so she has a family farm as well in
Okay.
Texas, and she also just reopened an Ace Hardware in her name.
Okay.
I like it. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit bougie. It's somewhere where
Nice.
I wouldn't mind as a woman being like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go to Ace
Walking
Hardware
into
'cause
right.
there's a little bit something for me too."
Right, right,
So,
yeah.
props to her. They met on Instagram. He tried to text her a few times, and she ignored him, and then she tried to hook him up with her sister,
Eh,
and that didn't work.
that's funny.
Cole is working with Tess, and Tess tells her, "You need to step it up and take charge," because Tess doesn't feel that Steven Jr. is strong enough to hold down the fort. Cole is the
Yeah.
one that got them out of $30 million in debt last year by
Oh,
selling the land. Like,
the
he was
land.
the one that
Wow.
brought the person to buy the land, and Cole's like, "And I get no recognition from it. I get no thank you. I don't like every time I try to speak up, I get interrupted." And Cole's the one that's literally on his hands and knees
Correct.
underneath the
He's in the
tractors,
field.
fixing
Yeah.
everything and stuff, like knows it. So hopefully something will happen and Cole just snaps and tells Steven to sit down. Just sit down. You don't know anything. Steve is like really weird towards Allie. Like they haven't kissed. They've been on like 3 dates and he's already telling her like, "Don't you love this view? Wouldn't you love to, like, every day just walk out here and see this
Ugh.
sunset?" And I'm like, That's obsessive. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, we just have been on 3
J
dates. You haven't even kissed me.
Kiss.
Haven't slept
It's too
together.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very awkward, and it was a sloppy kiss. Like,
Ugh.
she even said it. She didn't say sloppy because she wanted a sloppy kiss, but it was, like, just like a peck. Like, he was almost nervous to kiss Allie on TV
TV.
because he was talking to other women. Almost looked like he was just nervous in general. It was very gross. So that's how the episode ends, with Steve trying to kiss this
Ugh,
Allie chick.
I can't wait to watch this.
Oh god. You're gonna love it.
Alright, there's a lot of Bravo news. The first one before I forget is that Jasmine and her f wife or fiancé got married, Melissa, over, like, last week or
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
Um, Real Housewives of Miami, Lenny is accused of drugging and sexually assaulting women. I feel like this
Who?
surprises no one. Lenny.
Who?
Lisa.
Lenny. Real Housewives. Yeah.
I feel like no one's surprised by this. House of Stassi is gonna premiere on Hulu and Freeform July 29th, so we could cover that. They dropped the trailer for Real Housewives of Orange County. So we have Tamra, Vicky,
Go Vicky.
Heather, Gina, and, Jen, the girl with the boobs, and, Emily, and a new girl. So we have one new girl. They also dropped the Real Housewives of Rhode Island reunion trailer. I did not watch either of these. I haven't had the time, but I'm excited. Kyle did an exclusive with People. Did you watch that from Summer House?
I did not watch it.
I just saw the clips, so I don't know if that was good. I hope he got paid for that.
He probably did.
This was big news. Teresa Giudice's daughter, Melania, which is
Yeah.
what, second oldest? Second or third?
Mhm. Mhm.
Was arrested for domestic violence, and evidently it was one of her sisters that called the police on her.
Yeah, and guess who she beat up?
It was her husband, right? Teresa's,
Teresa's husband.
right?
Mhm.
So Teresa
We'll
hasn't
find
said
out more.
anything.
Mm,
Yeah. Shep Rose wrote a book. Is anyone surprised about that?
mm, that was a shock.
Sutton, right? Sutton is selling her house that what did Erica call her? The house that like lives in the middle of whatever, the busy street for
Mhm.
8.9 million. So if anyone would like that house, it is up for grabsies.
It is on the main road.
Thank you. Main road. That's what she said. I was like, I knew she said something.
Main road.
Wes is not returning to Summer House. I don't think anyone's shocked with that.
Thank you.
I don't think Amanda will be either.
Yeah. I almost had a heart attack.
And then Michelle from the Valley confirmed she's dating Dr. Dre. How random.
That what? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's dating Dr. Dre. I feel like were talking about that, but she confirmed
A
it
long
on.
time ago. Remember when she was with her husband,
Yes,
and
and he
she
said
said
that
there
comment.
was something that went on and she was caught with him at the country club,
Yeah.
right? Was this the same
Mhm.
guy or was it a
I think
different
so.
actor?
I think it's the same one.
Yeah, Dr. Dre,
What's the
someone.
same one you're referring to?
Not you, Alexa.
Is she listening?
I'm here.
Alexa, ma'am, we're having a private conversation.
I know. That's all I had for news. I feel like there's a lot more.
Okay, yeah, and I saved some. Let me see which ones I saved. Taylor, Frankie, Paul, and Jesse's ex, what's it, Jordan, were caught at a
Yes.
Kid Cudi concert.
Ew. Speaking of Mormon housewives, Jen Affleck is pregnant with baby number 4.
I saw that. And what's her name's coming
Yeah.
out with the hit song? I think is it on the 26th here next week?
Who? Who?
A few for that. She's the blonde. They're all blondes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that does not help me.
She's the one that has a baby with one of the brothers.
Who is one of the brothers?
I can't think of her name.
They all have babies. That doesn't help me either. Baby with one of the
She's
brothers.
coming out with a country music song. What is her name? It'll come to me. She fought with Taylor, didn't come back for one season.
Whitney?
What's her name? Not Whitney.
Macy? No, Macy
Macy.
was there.
Macy.
It is Macy?
It is Macy. Is it Macy? No, no. Macy's
No,
the
I
one
don't
with
think
the
it was
book.
Macy. Yeah.
Macy's the one with the book.
Yeah. She did come back for a season. Miranda?
Miranda. It's Miranda. She's coming out with the music. Let me see. Let me see if I.
Interesting.
And she's also got caught with someone from Love Island, one of the boys from Love Island. She was just caught going on a dinner date
Taylor?
with Taylor. Miranda.
Oh, Miranda.
Liz, during the reunion, is smoking her vape pen and gets caught, and they tell her to stop vaping.
That's funny.
Craig and Austin are seen running in Maui, and one
Okay.
of them, somebody overhears Craig says I hooked up with her. And you can hear Austin saying, I don't want to know.
Huh.
So it's already getting intense.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's about it, I think. I feel like there's so much more we're just missing.
Yeah, I do too. I try to screenshot it whenever I see it.
I try to save it and then sometimes they go away. But yeah, that's a wrap. I hope we
Hopefully next time we record won't be as long, but it will probably be.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stop this.
And that's a wrap on the episode of Bravo's Moms Unfiltered. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did spilling the tea. Because let's be real, moms need unfiltered moments too.
Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcast so you never miss an episode. And if you love today's chat, leave us a review. It will help other Bravo loving moms find us.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, what else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon. And then also Instagram.
Yes.
And yeah, like us,
That
star
is it.
us, give us your opinion, please, please, please.
Yes. Until next time, keep the wine chilled, the drama on TV, and the mom life real.
See you next week, Bravo Moms.
I'm reckless, offensive. I destroy your defenses. My